These Kingdomship. From the palace to the pavement, crown stay adjacent. Walking like I own it, every step is a statement. Heavy is the head, but the neck never fold. Every jewel in my crown's got a story untold. I'm the voice of the streets, still the king in the cart. Royal robes drag long when I step on the port. Enemies plotting, but they ships gon' sink when you sail with a
Welcome to another Savage Room. Y'all know what it is up in here. We gonna give y'all the real 100 truth. Keep it going, keep it pumping, and make you see yourself. And make you want to be yourself. And today, we talking about broken promises. The currency of crushed kingdoms. See, when words fail, thrones fall. This is a bold, kingdom-centered teaching for men and women learning to rule after betrayal. Whether they were the ones who made the vow, broke the vow, or just survived the vow. In every kingdom, trust is the foundation. Promises are not just words, they are contracts. They're covenants. Agreements between souls and spirits. And when a promise is broken, it doesn't just bruise the heart, it shakes the throne. This teaching breaks open the weight of broken promises. Why they destroy legacies, and how kings and queens can rebuild when the crown feels cracked. So listen, I want to just get right into it. A broken promise is a broken seal on the soul. Say what? Yeah, a broken promise is a broken seal on the soul. Promises are spiritual bonds. See, people don't understand that words are spirit. That's why a lot of teaching come out. The intelligent and the real one's going to tell you, right? They're going to tell you that words are everything. Words, they're going to tell you, are everything. And that's just what it is. So when a promise is broken, it doesn't just bruise the heart. It shakes the throne, like I said. When you break one, you don't just disappoint a person. You damage a destiny. You were never supposed to say it if you couldn't see it. That I'll always be there, I won't cheat, you can trust me, I got your back. It's my favorite one, I got your back. Those aren't just words. They're spiritual contracts. And when you break them, something tears. Something is transferred. Peace for pain. Safety for suspicion. Love for loss. Let me tell y'all the savage truth. Your mouth carries the weight of your kingdom. Speak with your honor or stay silent. Quick affirmation for you. It's a king affirmation right here. Y'all ready? I speak with fire and keep my word like gold. If I say it, I stand on it. Come on, y'all, say it with me. Say it with me. Say this affirmation with me, kings. I speak with fire and keep my word like gold. If I say it, I stand on it. Let's go. The next thing I want to speak to you guys about is that most promises break because the person wasn't whole when they made it. Think about that. Just for a minute, just think about that. A broken person making a promise. Don't do it. Don't do it. Half-healed people make whole promises they never had the capacity to keep. Now I ain't gonna listen. We're gonna keep it a band on. It's just like that. Sometimes you think you could do something you can't even do because you haven't assessed the fact that you're even broken. So now you making promises that you can't freaking keep. You might want to keep it, but if you were being real with yourself from the beginning, you would have been real with the person you made the promise to, and you would have told them, I can't promise you that. I can say I'm going to do my best, but I can't promise you that. Yeah, that ride or die came from abandonment. That ride or die came from abandonment, yo. Because people is so tired of being abandoned and feeling abandoned, they looking for somebody who gonna ride or die, like that Bonnie and Clyde. You feel me? It came from abandonment. It's just like that forever? 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 Yeah, that forever. It came from the fear of being alone. That I never leave you. It came from guilt. As simple as that. Oh, so the promise wasn't rooted in truth, by the way. It was rooted in emotional survival. Say what? Yeah. That's why it shattered. The mouth spoke what the heart could not maintain. I said it again. The promise wasn't rooted in truth. It was rooted in emotional survival. When you get to talking about making promises simply because people are so broken, they're just trying to survive emotionally, and especially for our kings, especially for our black kings. Listen up, pay attention. Because we get taken as kids on an emotional roller coaster, all the while being told not to show emotion, not to deal in emotion, not to deal with your emotions. Bottle it up and hold it down so you can die when you're 50. Anyway. Let me give y'all some savage truth. Broken people break promises. Not out of malice. I'm not saying they're doing it for malicious intent, but out of emotional bankruptcy. They just trying to survive. They don't have it emotionally. They are empty. They don't have it. They don't have it emotionally. They just trying to survive, and they broken. And they making the promise is broken when they make it, because they are broken. If a broken person making a promise, that promise is broken immediately as they make it. So pay attention and stop taking Stop accepting and receiving and believing in promises from broken people. Yeah, y'all. Let me give y'all my third point. My third point is this. A throne built on broken promises will crumble beneath the weight of regret. So, in other words, it don't matter what you gain from that promise. It don't matter what situation you manipulated with that promise. It's gonna fall. You won't stay on top because you made a broken promise. If a promise was broken when you made it, you didn't even have the capacity to keep the promise. Pay attention. You can build an empire with lies, manipulation, and empty vows. Look, every 4 years, don't we see it? Every 4 years, don't we see it? And y'all go, oh, the government, oh, they're a politician, they gonna make all kind of promises, they gonna tell you anything. So a lot of us out here politicians too then, huh? Just do the same thing. It ain't gonna last. Listen, broken promises rot from the inside out. That's how come your government is so chaotic. Because it's built this section on broken promises, this section on broken promises, that section on broken promises, this section on broken promises, that section right there on broken promises. And it's all together as one fumbling buffoonery of a government. On broken promises. They rotten from the inside out. You might still got the title, the ring, the company, the followers, but it's all hollow. The most miserable kings and queens are the ones who betrayed their own word to sit on a throne that no longer feels right. See, you can't buy peace with deception. That's why broken promises is the currency that crushes and crumbles kingdoms. I'm just saying. Let me give you a little bit of savage truth. Okay? Let me just give you a little bit of savage truth. Okay? The savage truth is, the crown means nothing if your word means nothing. What did you say, Chuck? I said, your crown means nothing if your word means nothing. Pay attention. Check history. A king's word is law. He can't break his own law. Why you thinking the book of Daniel, King Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel was his boy. He said, oh, this is my top dude right here. But they tricked him into making a law against Daniel praying to the Most High God. And he was to pieces because now I gotta throw this dude in the lion's den because I spoke it, I promised it, I made it law when I promised that this is the law. This will happen if you do thus and so. So if the king's word is garbage, his crown is garbage. Remember that. Pay attention. The crown means nothing if your word means nothing. Write that down. And then I'm going to give y'all, we're going to say this affirmation. I choose truth over titles. My kingdom stands because I do. Come on, say it with me. I choose truth over titles. My kingdom stands because I do. Pay attention. Which leads me into point number 4 that I have for y'all. When someone breaks a promise to you, it's not your job to fix it. See, a lot of y'all fixers, and that's your problem. You don't know when not to fix. You want to fix everything. But you can't fix everything. Some things people got to fix themselves. And a broken promise, you can't put tape around it, wrap a cast on it or something, and then just heal back together. If you were not the promise breaker, you were the promise believer. You showed up, you trusted, opened your heart, and they left you with the fragments. You should hear this. Just because someone mishandled you, that doesn't mean you were foolish for believing. You weren't weak. You were loyal. A lot of y'all don't understand what loyalty is, so I had to say it because I want you to pay attention. You wasn't a fool. You wasn't weak. You wasn't a dumbass for believing. You were loyal. But now it's time to release what they broke and stop bleeding for someone else's failure. Because when a person breaks a promise, the failure is not yours. It's the promise breakers. They failed at being a man. They failed at being a woman. They failed at being a general and decent human being. You can grieve the promise without carrying the blame. You know? It took me a minute to pay attention to that because, boy, was some promises broken to me. And I blame myself because I wasted a decade of my life with this person, and it was would have been one of the more prolific decades of my life had I not been dealing with this person. Broke every promise in the book to me and to God and to our families. And it took me a minute to realize I'm not the person to blame. So why should I carry all this heaviness when I have to X out this person? Nah. I can't let their broken word become my broken identity. And I almost slipped into that. It was crazy for a minute, but no. And I mean it just like that. So, let's do a king affirmation for this. I am not the promise they broke. I am the royalty that rose after it. 1, 2, 3, go. I am not the promise they broke. I am the royalty that rose after it. That's what I am. That's what you are. Pay attention. So, I'm dropping these points on y'all. I hope y'all appreciating and paying attention. And listen, I'm going slow in a teaching, not preaching style because I want you to get it. Okay? I could drop these notes and drop the whole thing on you, but then you're going to be like, huh? Because you might get some of it, but you're going to miss a lot. This way you can get it all. You can reverse, you can go back, you can take notes, and you can understand. That is to say, get the point of view. So, point number 5. God keeps promises even when people don't. Say, what kind of point is that? Well, in my research, I found that a king or a queen, I found that a king is supposed to be led or to rule under God. So he's supposed to be the next thing like God that the people see. So God keeps promises even when people don't. What does that mean for a king? See, the betrayal didn't cancel the blessing. Right? The broken marriage didn't break my promise. The lost friendship didn't erase my worth. Man may fail, but God is not a man. He doesn't ghost. He don't manipulate. You know what I mean? He don't make empty promises to impress you. Think about that. What he said, he will do. And sometimes he allows the promise to break so the person won't break you later. So you be on like the king. Next thing we see to God should not be breaking his promises. He should not make promises that he is going to keep, to not keep. He should not make promises that he sees. It's not absolute in your power that you can make this promise reality. Alas, at the end of the day, only God can make promises and keep every one. So sometimes there's failure and we deal with that. But we deal with it like a king. Yeah, you know, I messed up, I never should have. I really believe that. You understand? And we keep it straight like that. Because that is a trustworthy person. A person who can make the mistake, say, hey, I really believe that I don't even know how it happened, or this unexpected thing knocked me off course, and I wasn't able to keep that word to you. I apologize, and listen, what can we do? How can I make it up to you? Why? Because your word is everything. Your word should be law. You think they got that saying from word is bond. Because your word is your bond, whether you know it or not. A lot of people break bonds constantly. Figure out what that's doing to you. So listen, let me tell y'all a savage truth. God's promises are not delayed. They're protected. And sometimes he's had to remove the counterfeit out of your life. That's why you got so many broken promises people have made and you can't figure it out, right? Sometimes you got to remove that counterfeit. Sometimes we make promises because we're dealing with a counterfeit. And our promise is broken because we was dealing with that counterfeit. And sometimes God got to show us that so to remove that counterfeit out of our life, and then our word can be law again. It's simple. Listen. Let me give this affirmation. I rise on God's word, not man's whispers. I reign because he never fails. Y'all ready? I rise on God's word, not man's whispers. I reign because he never fails. So listen. Set your mind, right? Set your mind to actually be like God. Don't make promises you can't keep. Find out how easily a straighter line you will walk, instead of you trying to get from here, A to B, and you gotta go this way, and then. But if you keep your word, their word can keep you, and you can get from point A to point B in a straight line. It's much quicker. It's way less hassle. You don't go through as many perils. You know? Try it sometime. Make it a habit. You know, they say you do anything for 13 days, it become a habit. 13 times of doing anything become a habit. It's not a lot. Try it. In a couple weeks, you can have changed yourself to be something more powerful. It's Chuck in the Savage Room. Y'all know what it is.
This one's for the real ones who see through the smoke. It's time to pull the curtain back and expose the show. Listen up, Yo, they came in smooth, looking like the perfect play. Told me that they loved me, but it was just a game to sway. Built me up with lies, a puppet on a string. Had me in the dark while they pulled every swing. They sold me dreams, wrapped up in silk. Made me feel blessed, like I was born to will. But deep inside, I knew something wasn't right. Started seeing the cracks, now I'm ready for the fight. They the magician, pulling tricks with the mind, but I see through the illusion. It's time to unwind. Ain't magic, it's static, just a trick on the grind. Now I'm breaking free, watch me leave that mess behind. They fed me confusion, then they made me doubt. Had me questioning myself like I was out of clout. Played me like a fool, acting like they cared, but behind all that charm I could see they scared. They tried to gaslight, kept me blind to the truth, but now I'm wide awake, reclaiming my youth. I'm the one with the power, not them in disguise. Watch me rise from the ashes, cut through all the lies. Yeah, they the magician pulling tricks.
Back up, I'm stepping in mean. Lip gloss popping, crown sitting clean. Ain't here for the soft talk, this room got heat. Savage room queen still snatching the seat. I don't beg, I don't chase, I don't cry. I just boss up, glow up, and tell them bye. Got them shook off the walk in the side eye. I'm the whole plate, baby, you a small fry. Click clack in my heels, that's power. Big drip ain't sweet, I devour. Make them freeze when I talk, no stutter. Built